Hello everyone. Hey Nero, hey Sonic. How are you both doing today? Yeah, Persona 5 music, good call. That's the rain version of Beneath the Mask, one of the big themes in the game. I was originally gonna go with Mount Olympus from KH3 as the opening stream music, but considering it's rainy in my area today, figured this would be more appropriate to kind of get the vibe where I'm at right now as far as my surroundings. So anyway, when we last left off with Radiata Stories, I had just gotten two of the most powerful characters you can get in the it's not early game, but it's almost at the mid-game-ish region. So I'm going to open. Cool. All right. So I just paused Radiata Stories. Now, go over there. Hopefully, the stream. Let's test this out as always, just to make sure it's running okay. Hopefully my mic is coming through okay. Hopefully the game audio is coming through okay. Doing fine, good. Just been playing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and Wuthering Waves. How is Wuthering Waves? I know that's one of the big gacha games out there right now. I've heard it's pretty good. Status cure. Alright, let's get Nocturne. So what we're going to be doing a little bit of this stream is we're going to be doing a couple side quests, and then we're going to do some grinding just so I can pick up the status effects from Gerald and Nocturne. And because I'm not going to spoil how. Hey David, how's it going? I'm not going to spoil how, but the characters are not going to be available for the second half of the game, so I got to get their status effects while I can. I think I picked it up. What time is it? Oh, I can check in a bit, but just to demonstrate how powerful these characters are. I'm gonna go to one of the more like high level areas in this opening, not opening, I keep saying opening, but the first half of Radiata Stories. Just so I can demonstrate just how stupidly powerful these guys are. Okay, so the way to get to it. Dorset, no. Let's see. Dova. Where did I go for the Ocho region? Here we go. Yeah, Ocho region. So I'm gonna have to go. I'll have to walk that way to do it. Anyway, Sonic says it's funny. Hold on. Move my. I can read a little bit. Funny, there has been a big. Divide? Did you mean like? Oh, do you mean like divide? With publisher versus developer on sale figure expectations such as Shadow, Tomb Raider, Activision era, Destiny, recently Starblade, 2 Sons. Well, I mean, what? I know there's the whole thing with Shadow the Tomb Raider and Activision, but those are that's mainly a Square Enix problem with Shadow the Tomb Raider because their expectations are normally really dramatically out of whack. But I think with Stellar Blade, I think 1 million. Yeah, just look how already he's wiping him out. With Stellar Blade, I think selling 1 million for a new IP that's available on a single console is actually pretty damn good. And that game is going to clean up when it comes out on PC. Probably either, I would imagine maybe later this year it's going to come out on PC. But I don't know, obviously. I would hope so, considering it gets more sales. Also, I feel like... Oh, I've been enjoying it. I'm supposedly interested in the lore. Also, I feel like one of the reasons why a lot of live service fails is because they don't take players that free-to-play seriously. Western live services, at least. I think there is live services are. I mean, even after looking at live services and thinking about them for as long as I've had this channel, I still think live services are some really strange golden goose to chase because there is so much high risk, high reward. And the factors for achieving success are very... They require an element of luck. I mean, every game, unless it's some big, massive franchise that has a built-in name or brand to it that people trust, like GTA, for instance, when GTA Online comes out, it's gonna make so much money that your head is going to spin. But I think also there is an element of luck that comes into play, especially when it's a new IP or from... I would say even if it's a big publisher like PlayStation, for instance, with Concord, and you kind of have to kind of be lucky. You have to have some kind of big element of foresight if you want to be successful in the live service space, because if you make something, if you have information at the time that, let's say for instance, whenever they got around to making Concord, it was during a time where elements such as hero shooters and Marvel and Overwatch were a big thing. But because it took so long, tastes changed. And that unfortunately prevented them from being successful because after so many games, especially live services coming out that were hero shooters, that did have that Marvel-esque dialogue, that did have the quippy, lo-fi tone, visual look to it, people were just kind of tired by the time Concord came out. I hope that makes sense. Just TLDR, live services, a successful live service requires some kind of weird element of luck and a mixture of luck, timing, whether something really pops off among other people. I mean, you just look up, what is it, Helldivers 2, for instance, which was a monumental success, and, you know, I predicted it was going to be quite good and probably a decent success for them. But when you look at Helldivers 2, a lot of people are kind of scratching their heads as to why it was such a massive success, and I think a lot of it boils down to just luck, fun, and the fact that I think it had a lot of virality just because of the kind of insane stuff that can happen in the game because of the gameplay. It's a fun game to watch other people play as well because of how dynamic and physics-driven the game is. But anyway, it's because Sony PlayStation sunk so much into Stellar Blade for making marketing, hope to sell way more than 1 million for such an overhyped game. Did they? I've never seen any stories about what their expectations were for Stellar Blade. Especially because they thought Stellar Blade was going to be a PS5 killer app. I don't think they, to be fair, I don't think they ever said that. I think they wanted to fund that game probably because the developers had a more ambitious scope for it. And so I assume PlayStation made some kind of deal for Stellar Blade to give them the funds to expand it more and make it more in line with the vision that Shift Up had. But I don't know what they expected with Stellar Blade. And Stellar Blade also, you keep in mind, Stellar Blade is also not a PlayStation Studios made game. There is a difference between a PlayStation Studios game and then an SIE published game. What those differences are, I think, come down to how much investment comes from them, and whether and how closely they collaborate with their other studios, especially within the XDev team. And because if you look at the difference, something like Rise of the Ronin, for instance, which is also a second-party game, is a PlayStation Studios game. And that also had, and the reason that's a PlayStation Studios game is because it had more development assistance from XDev, and they partnered more closely with Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja. And they partnered closely with, Shift Up as well for Stellar Blade. But I don't think they did it to the extent that they did with Team Ninja, with Rise of the Ronin. Haha! I wonder how much, I wonder how long it's gonna take to get the status effect up to maximum. See, this is kind of cool because I'm just like running around. I'm just running around, and I fear nothing because I am stupidly powerful because of Nocturne and Gerald being here. And that's that. What are some February releases that have your eye? Oh, absolutely. The big one for me. What's funny is that February is such a packed month for games, but there's really only one that I'm interested in picking up, at least at launch, and that's the Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. That's really the only one. If that wasn't coming out in February, I would more than likely ask one of my buddy's brothers for his Xbox so I can play Avowed, because I'm a big fan of Obsidian. Even if I'm not like super duper hyped for Avowed anymore, I'm very interested in playing it, and I'm sure it'll be very good. But I'm not like pumped for it compared to some of the other Xbox games. Like I'm much more excited for another Xbox game like South of Midnight, for instance, which I think looks very promising, even if Compulsion have never made a good game, in my opinion. Oh god. Whoa. Whoa! Whoa there. Alright. Go do your thing, guys. Hey, Red Riot Robot. From what I'm able to gather, PlayStation is investing in Korean devs for the same reason they're investing in China: cheaper development costs, emerging markets. Yes, that is exactly correct. They're also investing more in India and other markets, like more like Arabian markets, which I think is very smart for them, especially with something like Black Myth Wukong being a big success, and the fact that right now the only console you can play Black Myth Wukong on is PlayStation. I don't think through any I don't buy this conspiracy theory that they paid for some secret timed exclusivity for Black Myth Wukong. I think it became like that because the Series S is just such a pain in the ass to develop for something that is so intensive like Black Myth Wukong. Because even on the PS5 Pro, it still struggles with the frame rate from what I've seen. Too bad they abandoned the Japanese market. Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, it's kind of foolhardy to. They can still support Japanese developers, in my opinion. They can still make that effort if they wanted to. It's just, I feel like Japan is kind of like Nintendo land at this point. So once I can get the 2 status effects up to 5 stars, I can take it from them. And then we'll be on our way with the side quests. What was funny is before I had those 2 characters, this map was actually very difficult to get through because of how powerful the enemies are. But now I can kind of just walk through it, and it's kind of a breeze, which is funny. But going back to what you said, Red Riot Robot, now that Black Myth Wukong was this massive success, there is more of an eye on the Chinese market from a lot of people, and the fact that the big gacha games are almost, they almost always go to PlayStation 5 first. I mean, you look at Wuthering Waves, you look at Infinity Nikki, most of the MiHoYoverse game. It wasn't until very recently that Genshin Impact finally came onto Xbox, which is so weird considering it's this massive mega like monolithic live service, but Xbox hasn't had it until very recently. It's very weird that I thought Xbox had it a long time ago when I was doing like a little bit of research for one of my past videos, but they didn't, which I was very surprised to see. And I mean, have you, like, some of the upcoming single player games from China look really, really good. Like what is it called? Phantom Blade Zero, which they released that new trailer for with the boss fight, which looks fucking dope. I hope to God that plays as smoothly as it looks. I hope it's not just bullshit from what I'm seeing in the trailer. I mean, I've seen people play it, like raw gameplay, and it does look very fun. I've heard from people who have gotten the chance to play it at conventions when they had that demo going around, and they said it was really, really good. But I'm still a little skeptical, just some of the things that I've seen in the trailer, that they can get them to work that smoothly from an animation standpoint. It's same thing with Lost Soul Aside, which is another Chinese game I'm really looking forward to, which is probably the first Chinese published game from Sony Interactive that's going to come out in the West. I know they have 2 right now that they're directly publishing, which is Convallaria, which is some live service that just has kind of fallen off the face of the earth. And then they also did they're doing Lost Soul Aside, which I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I got the chance to play like an alpha version of it a long time ago in 2017 at PlayStation Experience, and it was great. It was my favorite game I played at the convention that year. And it's crazy that it's like more than 7 years later and it still hasn't come out, which is wild. So it has some big expectations for me. I just hope it does well. I'm sure it's gonna do well with it being a Chinese game, but I just hope PlayStation doesn't fuck with it too much. Let's see. I think I found something that might be up your alley. It's a game called Fuga Melodies of Steel. They are also for 2 games of the third one's coming out in May. Oh, nice. What is it about, Nero? Razor, if you thought Ballad of Wonderworld on Switch was bad, shovelware Hotel Transylvania game runs at 20 FPS on Switch. Ugh. Just thinking about that gives me a headache. God. Well, it looks like I can't really grind here anymore, sadly. So I'm gonna have to go to another region to grind. Womp womp. There are definitely other regions I can go to that will have, hold on, let me look at the map. Yeah, that way, I think. Yeah, that way. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the recent video. I was kind of like, I was doing a little bit of research. Is that a ferry? I don't know, that's just some guy up there. The shovelware Hotel Transylvania game from that god-awful Outright Games. Good enough for you, hot garbage. Yeah, just, I'll be honest, Sonic, just thinking about 20 frames per second on the Switch is just, ugh. It's disgusting. But I was doing research for a video that's kind of like bouncing around in my head. And I went to go watch that, one of the old showcases from 2021, and I'd forgotten about that little intro to the PlayStation Studios lineup in the showcase where Herman Hulst just... It's so funny to listen to these PlayStation executives talk in hindsight, now that we're like 3-4 years removed from all this bullshit they were talking about. I think the line that really got me from Herman Hulst was, what did he say? He said that, like, oh, we're a passionate group of storytellers and everything we do at PlayStation is dedicated to storytelling. And, like, right when he said that, and I put it in the video, I just imagined that chart with the growing graph of the further investment into live services. Jim Ryan's infamous 12 live services by fiscal year 2025 thing. Just ay. I saw it on Contra Network, the frame rate, especially compared to Mario Odyssey. Total joke. Some of those bad devs on Switch. I don't know, if you can't get a fucking Hotel Transylvania game to run properly on the Switch, it's like, just quit game development. It's like I hate to be a dick, but just quit. Just stop. Just shut it down. It's an embarrassment. Hotel Transylvania ain't some I need some big demanding game like The Witcher 3. If The Witcher 3 can run pretty well on the Switch, then there's absolutely no excuse for a lousy performing game like Hotel Transylvania. That's absurd. Haha. I was getting really good XP from those guys, but now unfortunately oh, where am I going? Oh no, this is the right spot. Okay, let me kick that mouse though, get some free XP off of it. Or rat, or whatever. Damn. Nocturne doesn't like rats. But I just was in the mood to make a little meme video last night with what would be a good name for Herman Hulst? I guess that's something I want to ask you guys. Like, what do you think would be a good? Because I called Jim Ryan like Jimmy Boy and whatnot. I'm trying to think of a funny nickname for Herman Hulst. Like I was thinking like the Boring Dutchman, but that's kind of too long. And like I think that's funny, but I don't think others would find it funny or not really get it. Or maybe they would, but it's kind of like haha. Like they wouldn't react like a ha. They would just kind of go eh. But I've been thinking like the Boring Dutchman. Or Hermieheimer, like Oppenheimer. Because I thought about, I was like, what do I want to call this? And then I was thinking the famous Oppenheimer when he was quoting the Indian scripture, where it's the I am become death, the destroyer of worlds, which is the line he thought about when he dropped the atomic bomb for the first time. But I was thinking about that, like Herman Hulst, where he just, I would love to. What's funny is I would love to imagine Herman Hulst, standing in front of that list, that list that's been going around of these canceled live services game under his watch, and he just goes, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I thought that's such a funny image, like in Oppenheimer when they dropped the bomb for the first time in the test field. And then all the sound just goes out, and he says the line in his head, Oppenheimer. He's like, "I'm become death, the destroyer of worlds." Hex Stray is also more demanding and heavy, mostly stable, 30 FPS. Shows the Switch, Sega Saturn, early PS3 era. Painful to develop, lazy dev syndrome. I don't know about laziness, maybe just lack of technical skill. I'm not gonna say lazy, just because especially when there are limits that need to be, people need to keep in mind limits with the Switch. What's wrong? I mean, hell, even Nintendo themselves can't hit a consistent frame rate on the Switch a lot of the time these days. Especially with like the latter half of the Switch. It's grinding here for a little bit. Fuga animal children riding in a tank trying to survive a war. Just take a look. The graphics, it's an interesting art style. When I hit the next boss, I'll take a look. Let's fight this guy. Send my team out. Fuga? Is that what it's called? Go fight, my minions. Fuga. Melodies of Steel. Oh, that is interesting. Oh, Cyber Connect? Okay. Cyber Connect is a little hit or miss for me, but hey, you know, good thing is good. But I do like that. I do really like that art style. I saw a little bit of it, and it does look appealing, I must admit. So thanks for the recommendation, Nero. I'll look more into that. Go, my children. Fight. Fight for your master. Who got that kill? Was it Nocturne or me? Damn it! Nocturne got it. Let's see, how much more? Okay, cool. They're almost there. I do hope there's some appealing Chinese anime RPGs that aren't gacha games in the future. I think there's a good chance that that will happen because the Chinese dev scene saw, I think we can thank Black Myth Wukong for that. Even if you're not a fan of it, you can thank Black Myth Wukong for kind of giving confidence to a lot more Chinese game devs that single player can work without the gacha elements or the microtransactions in there. I figured that is something PlayStation would have done by now. They would have just made an anime game, not necessarily a gacha game, but I don't know. To me, that's like such an obvious move that they just haven't. I don't know. They just haven't done it yet. It's so weird. And I'm not. You don't have to make it like damn Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail or Zenless Zone Zero. Just make it an interesting anime game, and people might really like it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the hell PlayStation's doing. I mean, there was a really bad indie Smash Brothers clone featuring Owlboy called Bounty Battle. I think I've heard that name. 30 FPS cat with frame rate mostly is sub 30. What a joke. Ugh. Oh, good. He got Fighting Spirit. I can now use dead end. You know what? Let me save while I'm in here. Yeah, just in case. Oh. Are there any monsters over here? No, but there's chest. I think I get that later in a side quest. So I'm not gonna try to go after that chest right now. I've never played Black Myth Wukong, but I'd certainly like to, especially now that it's out physically. Considering how expensive the PS5 is, save it for when my PS4 craps out. No, that's fair. Even on base PS5, I can't believe I have to say this now. Even on base PS5, I wouldn't really recommend Black Myth Wukong just because the frame rate is all kind of fucked on PS5. You're better just waiting to buy the PS5 Pro if you actually have a big interest in a PS5 later on. I hate to say that, but it's true, especially in like Black Myth Wukong's case. Like, I'm waiting to buy the PS5 Pro. Like, if Ghost of Tsushima runs and looks well enough on the base PS5, I'll just stick with that. The game that I'm really... the one that I'm like, I gotta get a Pro for this. Either GTA 5... either a GTA 6 or Kingdom Hearts 4. Because I'd like to play... Because Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be on Unreal Engine 5. And I'd much rather get that on Pro, considering the frame rate will probably be a little bit better, since Unreal Engine 5 tends to be a sore spot for the PS5, especially base. Like, some of the games I've played on Unreal Engine 5, they run mostly okay on PS5. But some of them definitely do not. But the most hands down disappointing Switch port is Bloodstain. Oh yeah. See, I would never know about that if you hadn't told me, Sonic. Because I don't have any interest in playing Bloodstain for the long term. Who played something called Testament of Sherlock Holmes? Is it good? Is that one of the Frogwares Sherlock Holmes games by chance? I really like if you're talking about the Frogwares, also Fugogos on sale often. Oh, okay. Cool. I think Testament of Sherlock Holmes is one of the Frogwares Sherlock Holmes games. I've played a few of them, but the only one I could really get into was Crimes and Punishments. I tried, what was it, The Devil's Daughter? I thought that just sucked. Like, I thought that game was just quite bad in most parts. Especially the final case, I thought was just dreadful. And then I tried playing, what was it, Chapter 1? Which is the prequel to how it happens. But the thing that annoys me about the Frogware Sherlock Holmes games is that I really like the voice actors and the models for Sherlock Holmes and Watson in Crimes and Punishments, but they changed them in Devil's Daughter and they're much worse, and then they changed them again in Chapter 1 and they're fine, but they're not the Sherlock Holmes that I liked from Crimes and Punishments, which is very annoying for me. There's just something about Crimes and Punishments that I thought they really nailed about Sherlock Holmes and the atmosphere of it, and the fact that you're this amazing detective and whatnot. I've played Crimes and Punishments all the way through quite a few times, but I've never really enjoyed any of those other Sherlock Holmes games anywhere near the degree that I enjoyed Crimes and Punishments. Which is the most next gen in terms of graphics and gameplay on PS5, Series X, or Series and Y? Trying to think. That's a tough one. I guess maybe something that looks like visually impressive is only possible on next gen, like it is. That runs really well. I'm tempted to say Astrobot, but I know that's kind of the obvious thing for me to say. And I know people will probably go, what? Astrobot? Maybe Rebirth might be? Maybe Rebirth. Just because of how beautiful that game looks, and it runs really well at 60 FPS. Yes, it's one of the Frog Wars games. Okay, that's what I thought. They did that Sinking City game as well. It's one of those games I admire more than actually enjoy. Because I'm a big fan of Lovecraft, especially like cosmic horror, Lovecraftian horror. So the idea behind Sinking City was very interesting for me, but it's just I did not really find its execution all that impressive. Very clunky. Are they working on a Sinking City 2 or something? Did I hear that correctly? That they encountered some kind of legal trouble? They always seem to be encountering some kind of legal trouble, those guys. 2.5 platformer, 2.5D fighting at 30 FPS, unstable as a crime. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Ah, this fucker off me. But to answer your question, Sonic, I assume GTA 5 or GTA 6 is going to be the most next-gen thing up until that point, because it's Rockstar and they tend to go like way above and beyond. I still think Red Dead Redemption 2 is way more next-gen than any of the games I've played this gen. Like, I genuinely can't believe that game can run on the PS4, considering how like detail-rich and extensive the interactions are and everything. Frogwares made Cthulhu Sherlock Holmes game. It was meh. Oh, that's right, they did. So that's the thing. Frogware to me is like a one-hit wonder with Crimes and Punishment, which I really, really like. But then everything else I've played from them, I have not enjoyed at all that much. Which is a real shame. Oh, damn. It's a shame when there's a studio out there that... Oh, I got both of them. Sweet. Alright. Well, that's that. I can go back now. Okay. Fighting Spirit. Raises volti-gauge level. Yeah. Doing that, baby. Alright, so let me save that. Now that I have both of those. Let's get out of here, and then we'll go do the side quest. And then we'll be good, and we'll keep going. If it's full 3D ROM at 30 FPS cap on Switch, it's okay, but non-demanding 2.5D at 30 FPS is a crime. Well, it depends on how detail-oriented it is. Or how physics-driven it is as well. That's something that might... Ooh, I didn't notice that before. Nice. I never... Oh, God. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, best worst example for Switch frame rate getting disaster. It is unfortunate. She took one out. Just Alright, let's get out of here. And then we'll head back to the... What's it called? Creature of the Sewer? I think that's what it's called. Heck, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night Switch is 4.8 gigabytes, but has a 6.5 patch. Larger than the game itself, shows poor optimization. That's wild. Yeah, I don't think you really want to mess with me, Mr. Pig. I have these two in my party, and yeah, they just turned you into bacon.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Didn't work up a sweat. I'm Patches are larger than source game is a form of redevelopment. I'm trying to think of something. Oh. Do you want to know something about vegetables? Intense music. Can you believe that? Yes. I think it's yes, no, yes? Oh. Vegetables can't be judged on their looks. You really love vegetables. Yeah, I don't really need your friendship, but I'll take it, I guess. Especially gigabyte size, yeah. Hopefully I can make it back in time before Thanos falls asleep at his desk. Come on, be awake, Thanos, so I can check in with you. Wait! Okay, cool. Strange moaning can be heard from the sewers lately. Please investigate this from the safety of the civilians. Get out of here. An attitude. Just be happy you got work. Seriously valuable treasure. Shut up and listen. I mean, I got Gerald and Nocturne with me. I think I'll be fine. I think it's this way? Is this the cells over here? Oh, hello. Oh, God. Hello. Well? I don't know yet. I have Gerald and Nocturne. I think I'll be fine. Skull and Bones is very badly programmed for a... Oh yeah, the quadruple A nonsense. Ay, ay, ay. I can't believe they actually said that unironically. I mean, considering it's the King Clown, Yves Guillemot himself who said it, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Oh yeah, that guy is in the sewers. Forgot about that. Just give me 1 second. Let me take my jacket off real quick. Alrighty. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Tony?
Hello.
Hello. Tony? Nah. I think he's weak. I'm not gonna try. I just want to finish this side quest. You know your game is badly optimized when it runs bad on Pro X for Marvel's Avengers? Oh, I mean, that's... You know. I remember it running okay on PC, though. I'll give them credit for that. Considering Square Enix and PC have a very rocky relationship. I wonder how long it's gonna take me to level up that fighting spirit. It might take a while. Oh, okay. I guess I'll go that way then. Check it out. These guys will... Or I could just stand back and just let them have at it. I mean, yeah. Marvel's Avengers only runs on PC, PS5, Series X, Stadia by brute force and not good optimization. Well, I mean, PC optimization, that's a different beast compared to console. So I'll give them, I don't think it's brute force in that case. I'll give them credit for that. But I never played it on, I never played the full game on PS4. I played the beta on PS4, which sucked, which I thought was dreadful. But I had heard it actually ran like okay-ish at 30 frames, I think. Oh, well, yeah. I don't know. I don't think about Marvel's Avengers, so what I'm saying could be wrong for all I know. I don't think about Marvel's Avengers. That game was doo-doo. And I'm pretty sure Square Enix is okay if I don't think about Marvel's Avengers. Maybe this way? Oh god. I don't think it's this way. This is a little bit of a maze to get through. Mario Odyssey looks and runs better than Marvel's Avengers. Well, two very different games, to be fair. Two very different focuses on graphical fidelity. But I understand the comparison, considering they're two like big AAA games. I think it's this way. Is it? Man, these guys are good. I don't think there's a way to go back here. I think it's just that. When a high-end Switch game beats out a low-end PS4, Xbox One, PS in game development, it's bad dove indeed. It's in my shoes. Gross. Maybe this way? Give it a shot. Oh, I think I picked the right way. Gotham Knights badly optimized as an example. Oh yeah, there's no reason that should be 30 FPS. Did they ever patch that for 60, or is that still stuck at 30 FPS on console?
Limit break! Here goes!
What's wrong?
Oh my god. Just wrecking this man. Gerald. Or do I not have it use Volti? I guess I don't. Man, we're just destroying this guy. Oh shit! Ah! Ah! It's confused. Shit. Still 30 FPS for Gotham Knights, even on PS5 Pro. How embarrassing. Man. Nice. Alright. Well, that's that. Got that done. I think. Is that it? Is that the only boss? I think. Ugh, excuse me. Yeah, that's pretty easy. I mean, I had Gerald and Nocturne to be fair, but still. You know what pisses me off is that they still haven't released like a native PS5 version for Red Dead 2. Like, I would love to replay that game again, but I'm kind of holding out for a 60 frames patch or something. I know Rockstar's all hands on deck with GTA 6, but still. Is x86 making devs lazy with PC? It's only dumb. You know, it's really weird to anyone that we still describe PS5 Series X next gen, even though we've been around for 5 years. That's true. That is very true. I was listening to one of the podcasts I really like is Defining Duke with Mr. Matty Plays and Lord Cognito of the Iron Lords podcast. It's one of the only, it's like one of the very few video game podcasts I can stomach and I actually enjoy listening to. But somebody wrote in and had a question about whether or not this gen has just been a complete wash and we should just hit the reset button. And Maddie basically described my thoughts entirely, where he was like, I mean, he meant like everything from PS5's, like, because he considers both the series, the Xbox and PS5 gens to be like failures, given their given, you know, how much they tend to, like, how much their vision has failed overall this generation. And he said, I'd pay $500 again if we could just reset this gen and let's kind of get back to what? Let's get back to, you know, what the promise that we had at the beginning of the generation before we got into this, like, live service nonsense. I was like, yeah, I would agree there. I'd pay $500 again if we could just wipe the slate clean and get another generation where both gens were at their best. Like, where they were actually competing with one another and making really great games, both of them. And they were performing at their best. Like, I would love a generation where it's PlayStation versus Xbox, and you have both companies performing at their absolute best, where you have, let's say, PlayStation is performing at their late PS3, early PS4 prowess, and then you have Xbox performing at their original Xbox early 360 era of, like, output and quality, noteworthy releases. That would be one hell of a generation if I was able to kind of manipulate the variables to set that up. I would love to see who would actually win that generation. Like, I want both companies performing at their absolute best.
Hello.
I'm very grateful. This show has become a fine place to live in. Watching you has motivated me to do something with my life. Let me know whenever you need my help. I like how he considers this giant shithole cleaner. It's clean. Now it's clean. Okay. Oh god, what's he doing in there? Okay. I'll have to wait for Thanos to wake up. I don't have much time. That's fine. And then we would have Nintendo performing at their absolute best too, as well. I mean, Nintendo have kind of already been performing at their absolute best this generation for them. Because I've just been so impressed with how they've been able to turn it around with the Switch. It's quite remarkable. I hope the Switch 2 is actually, because I know a lot of people are mad that the Switch 2 reveal was just kind of like bland. And there wasn't really a focus on a big gimmick with the Switch 2 this time around. It was kind of just, hey, here's the Switch again, but it's got a 2 on it. And there's some improvements, there's some bells and whistles. Here you go. And people kind of got mad about that, and I'm like, I'm fine with that. Like I'm fine with Nintendo not fucking around with gimmicks and just make a good console that, you know, has great games on it. That's all I really want. I'm somebody that doesn't really care about the hardware being, you know, filled with new gimmicks. Make quality of life improvements, obviously. But they don't have to go around and start saying, oh, you know, we made a system where if you sit a long time with the controller, it will start to massage your hand or whatever. It's like, just, yeah, exactly, David. Focus on the games first. That should be your number one priority. Focus on the games. Make high quality shit. I don't give a damn what. I don't know, like old IP, new IP, do what you gotta do. But just focus on making great shit. And your console will be a success. I personally don't care if the Switch 2... The Switch, I've told people, the Switch 2 could literally look like a turd. And if it runs Mario Kart 9 and plays the next big Mario 3D Mario game and they're both excellent, I'll buy it. I'll buy it in a heartbeat. I don't give a shit. I'll play that turd looking Switch. I don't care. You don't scare me, lady. That's why I've just been so mad. I mean, shut up. I mean, not to go on another diatribe about PlayStation's live services thing, but it's like, man, they they really just broke what didn't need to be fixed whatsoever with their approach. They had something really cool with the PS4 generation. And then for whatever reason, I mean, I know the reason, it's money, but they just decided all of a sudden, oh, this is not enough. The fact that we have our foot on Xbox's throat and we could go for the kill with like a PS5 generation that's going to absolutely just blow them out of the water with the quality and quantity of games. Let's not do that. Let's instead run a little experiment where we make 12 live services by fiscal year 2025. And it completely fucks our development pipeline, and it fucks some of our studios, and it pisses off our hardcore audience. It's like, man, what a waste. I mean, even what's funny is like Xbox, this is maybe the first year ever where I have looked at Xbox's lineup and thought, man, if PlayStation, if like Xbox didn't completely fuck this up at the beginning of the Xbox One generation, and then fuck it up at the beginning of the Series X, and ingested Activision Blizzard to the point where they now have to release their games on everything in order to survive, because Microsoft has the Sauron's eye on them. They could have fucked PlayStation up this year, because they have shit like South of Midnight, which I think looks really good. They have Avowed, they have Doom, they have Fable. They're gonna have the rumored Elder Scrolls remaster. I'm sure they're gonna have other things coming out this year, but at an average, you're looking at like one Xbox published game every 2 months this year. They're gonna have Call of Duty, of course, but that's Call of Duty. Like, even removing Call of Duty, they have a fucking fantastic lineup of stuff as far as quantity. This is the first time in a very, very long time that I look at Xbox and I go, okay, now in another world where you didn't fuck up so badly at the beginning and during the Xbox One gen, now you'd be competing. Now there'd be some competition here. But nope. It's kind of like the PlayStation picked a good era to really fuck up and drop the ball on pleasing their hardcore audience. Right. It's gonna be sunrise. I can't get to my favorite spot in time on the map, but I'll just watch the sunrise from here. Hope everyone watching the stream is doing well. Hope you're all having a good day. Hope you all are staying safe out there. I just love the ambiance of this game when it goes from sunrise to sunset, or sunset to night to sunrise to dawn, and then it, like, slowly the map starts to light up a little more. You have characters still walking around. Just beautiful. The ambiance of this game is quite something. Actually, it's gonna be by tomorrow. It's actually going to be the 20th anniversary of this game for its Japanese release, actually. Which is pretty crazy. It's not the North American release, because that's going to be in September, but for Japan, it came out, I believe it came out January 27th, 2005. I've been playing this game for damn near 20 years. Crazy.
Hey.
I look tired. How are the sewers? Doing fine. I may play some Trails, Neo, Final Fantasy 9, or Yakuza later. Nice. And then we have one last side quest. And then we can continue with the main story after that. But I don't think, even though it's marked as an A, I don't think it'll be all that hard. You stink. Alright, so this will be the last one. Mega Man 11 being better than Mighty Number 9. Was next gen only for 8th gen standards, unlike cross gen. Oh no, there's a lot more to it than that, Sonic. It's just the fact that I've never played Mega Man 11, but I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that Mega Man 11 was just much better designed than Mighty Number 9. Mighty Number 9 was just trash. Just very badly designed game. I think there's definitely more to it than that, than cross-gen or whatever gen it is. Alright, so let's go back to the Dwarf Village. No, Mr. Ant, you're not gonna get me. Keiji Inafune flew way too close to the sun and was too absorbed in his own hype for Mighty Number 9. I'll never forget, I've mentioned it before on the stream, but I'll never forget what Hideki Kamiya said about Keiji Inafune when Mighty Number 9 was being announced. Because somebody asked for his opinion, considering they both used to work for Capcom. And Kamiya, in his, in Kamiya's own way, but he basically said that Keiji Inafune was a businessman, not a creator. And he got a lot of shit for that at the time, because people were very hyped up for Mighty Number 9. But then when the time came and you had all the numerous controversies around Mighty Number 9, the downgrading, that terrible trailer where it's the crying like the anime fan on prom night, some of the backer weird stuff that he pulled on Kickstarter, that Red Ash game that never got off the ground and fell through on Kickstarter. It was like, yeah. And it's not only was Hideki Kamiya was right, he's not a creator, he's a businessman. And he's a bad businessman at that. The Richer Review Tech USA was hating on the 8th gen from 2013-2016 period because cross-gen was holding back the graphics and gameplay for 8th gen standards. I mean, I don't really give a shit what Richer Review Tech USA thinks. That guy is an ass goblin for all I care. I'm not saying it like I'm like being, I'm not trying to be like snippy towards you, Sonic. Just Review Tech USA is like, what's an ass goblin? It's just a insult. It's basically like calling somebody a dipshit or a dumbass. It's the same kind of thing. I think Rich is a little ass goblin. I think we have to go to the further one. I think there's gonna be a dwarf that meets me. Oh yeah, here we go. It's dangerous in there. Alright, let's get in there. Oh, hello. Richard ViewTech USA used flops to trash on 8th gen, even though teraflops does not mean graphics. Well, again, that shows how much knowledge Review Tech USA has about something. I think what's funny is Shuhei Yoshida himself even called Review Tech USA stupid one time, which I thought was funny as hell. It's cool that I'm back in the mines now. Now that I had I have a killer crew.
What's wrong?
Man, I didn't even have to touch my controller. They can take care of it for me. I don't remember the boss at the end of this side quest. Well, I'll find out.
All right.
Oh, a monkey.
All right.
Because Super Mario Odyssey on Switch with less teraflops looks better than PS4. Bubsy? The Woolly Strike Back on more teraflops.
What's wrong?
Their graphics whores like Rich at Ryutech USA. Well, I mean, it just shows like a lack of understanding when it comes to how game graphics actually work, unfortunately. There's a lot of people that speak on graphics that don't really know what the hell they're talking about. Let me swear. Can I do Rune Saber? Maybe I could do that. Thief? Sure, why not? Luck. I need to buy something that gives me... Oh, I didn't even... I didn't even do what I wanted to do. Hold on. Let me... Cures Blind. There we go. And there's a lot of enemies in this place. I guess that's why it's a... That's pretty powerful, okay. Okay. Oh, thank you, Nocturne. And I just don't think graphics in general are what make a game really tick. I think people that way overemphasize graphics are part of the problem in this industry. Now, if a game runs like shit, that's something else entirely. That's performance. Or if a game looks really blurry, or if the art direction is bad, that's something else entirely. But if a game has really beautiful art direction, it runs really well, it's got like a banging soundtrack, it's fun to play, but the graphics aren't really that good. I mean, look at like Persona 5, which Persona 5 Royal, it's one of my top 10 games of all time, but that some of the graphics look really, really bad. Does it matter though? No, absolutely not. And even the people complaining about some of the PS3-ish graphics for Metaphor, I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if it looks like a PS3 game. I don't give a shit if it looks like a PS3 game at some points. I'm having a lot of fun. It could have the best graphics in the world, and if I'm bored out of my mind, then... Like with Hellblade 2, like, again, raw graphical detail, looks great. But it's like one of the most boring fucking games I've ever played. Even to call it a game is kind of, like, spotty. How is Atlas Metaphor? I haven't played it in a few months. I don't even think I'm a third of the way through that game, but it's very good from what I've played of it. It's fun. It's just, for me, I have to kind of be in a mood to play Metaphor. What is that? Oh, that's a lamp. Whoops. Obtain Sage. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going straight just to see what happens.
All right.
Haha. Oh, I'm gonna assume that's the boss. There we go. Who's the big bad boss? Oh god. All right, guys, do your job. Oh shit. Okay. Oh right, I don't have a. I don't have a vaulty. Whoops. Oh well. What's your favorite metaphor character? What's his name? The bat guy. What the hell's his name? Oh, that was easy. What's his name? It's been a few months. I forgot a lot of the characters' names. Heisme, there we go. Yeah. I like him a lot, especially the companion quests you go on with him, having to do with the death of his son. I find those to be very interesting. I like a lot of the characters, and I like Lewis a lot. I don't know if he's my favorite, but there's something about Lewis that I really, really like. I love that, I mean, he's obviously this psychopath, but he's one of those villains that I feel like his intent is good in a way for him to create a society where people are based on, you know, success comes from merit and skill and not like what race you're born as or what social status you're born into. But the way he goes about it is just so unhinged and psychotic. Downward thrust? Which one's this? Take a look at this. Does little damage but hits numerous times. Let's try that. Let's give that a try. Can you get out of my way, please? Thank you. Who does Metaphor females compare to Persona? Both versions base and royal? It's not that kind of game. You can't romance any of them, Sonic and Metaphor. There's no romance. So you can't, I mean, you could, I guess, call a character a waifu, you know, in your own way, but the game's not gonna let you romance them, which I think is kind of a missed opportunity in the game. But I understand why they did it. They took that feature out just because Metaphor is a lot more, I don't know if I'd say serious compared to Persona, because both games have some really dark themes to them. But I don't know. I'm fine with it not having romanceable companions. Though I will say, as far as like personal, my own waifu factor, you're gonna have to help me out here, David. Lewis's companion, Julia, is that her name? She's pretty alright. I think either Julie or Julia was her name. She alright. Juna! That's right, thank you. Yes, the singer. It has been a while since I've played Metaphor. I need to get back into it eventually, because I would like to finish it, but I must admit, like, I really like it, but it didn't grab me as much as Persona did, or Persona 5 did when I first played it. even though it has all of like the stylistic hallmarks of like an Atlas game, but I can't quite put my finger on it with Metaphor. Oop. Can you guys let me get a hit in? Christ. Who do you find... Also, do you find it odd that the Nier Automata anime is TV-14 versus the game I'm rating are not as big as the game? Not as hardcore like the Witcher franchise TVMA on Netflix? I've never seen Nier Automata, so the anime, so it might be, you know, bloodier than it's letting on. Maybe? I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that because I've only played about an hour or two of Nier Automata in my life, and I've never seen the anime. I don't think like a more mature rating. Like if it's a badly made show, obviously like more gore and violence isn't going to save it, or tone down because of some adaptations are toned down. I mean, is it like bloodless? Is it? I mean, is it completely devoid of edge? The anime? I've never seen it, because I've never played Nier Automata. Or I've played about like an hour, 2 hours of it. I think I have some berries I can use too. Hold on. Ooh, Smilodon Fang. That's gonna... Ooh. Oh, I do. Luckberry. Oh, I have 2. Strength Berry. Sweet. How many berries do I have? Oh, I have 2 of these. Nice. I have more berries. Mystery Berry. Ah. I have another one. Thank you. Oh, damn. I have 5 life berries. Where the hell did I get all these berries? I don't think I have any other berries. Nope, no other berries. Let me actually save. Because I beat the boss. I've watched Metaphor enough times, the character's name's stuck in my head. Oh, okay. Also, Persona 5 anime is TV-14 despite the source game being M-rated. Don't they show the blood when you're like pulling off the mask in the anime? It's been a long time since I've watched the Persona 5 anime. But as long as they do that, excuse me, I don't really mind it being TV-14. Especially since the swearing doesn't really... The swearing isn't, like, necessary, or the... I assume, if I remember correctly too, isn't the scene where Ann's friend tries to commit suicide, isn't that in the anime, or am I misremembering it? Again, it's been a long time since I've seen the anime, so... The thing with me too that you have to know, Sonic, is that I don't often watch the anime adaptations of Japanese games. They show blood in the anime, but the game was not as hardcore as Witcher. No, it's not. Like, definitely, Persona 5 is definitely not The Witcher 3, for talking content. This is a good spot to grind, actually. There's a lot of enemies down here. If I needed to upgrade another status effect. Or get one from a link. The Witcher PG-13 would be a disaster. It would be a disaster. That would just not. They might as well not even bother if they're gonna make The Witcher not rated R or TVMA. There's no point. I mean, that's kind of like the thing with the game, so that they're bloody, they're mature, they have nudity, there's a lot of swearing. I mean, hell, in the game, when you're playing as Ciri in The Witcher 3, I mean, the word cunt gets thrown at her like God knows how many times during her her scenes in the game. I mean, it's like there's so many like people calling her a cunt during fights that it's almost excessive. It's like, yes, I get it, they're bad people. I don't need these guys calling Ciri a cunt every 4 words. Persona 5 is definitely a pretty dark game, but also lighthearted. Persona 3 is the darkest of the modern Persona trilogy. I've never played Persona 3 or 4, so, but I've definitely heard that Persona 3 is by far the darkest one of the like you said, the modern Persona trilogy. At least as far as excuse me, at least as far as mainline stuff goes. Alright, let's go back. A buddy of mine has been wanting to play Metaphor. And yeah, it's actually, I was just about to get to that, David, that he has a copy of Reload that I haven't like asked him to borrow it, but he's been like, oh, I'll bring it when we hang out, and then he forgets, which I'm fine with, because I'm honestly not in a rush to get to get addicted to, oh god damn it, to get addicted to another big multi-hour Atlas game, especially with my schedule. Because like with my schedule, I haven't really, besides these weekly Radiata story streams, and then the daily daily Animal Crossing and Balatro stuff, I haven't really been doing all that much gaming. Just because I've been so damn busy. Hopefully I'll have time for Yakuza when that finally happens. Back to Witcher 3, it's so graphic they censor it in the Middle East. It doesn't surprise me. Yeah, with Saudis, that doesn't surprise me. And again, Borderlands movie PG-13 was a mistake. Just the Borderlands movie in general was a mistake. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. As far as, so I just have to go back. All right, and then we'll continue the story from here. I think that's everything I need to do. Let's see, I've done all the side quests. I did the Nocturne Gerald stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. So it's gonna be a lot of story stuff from this point on for a while. So I'm not gonna do like all of it today, but we'll get through some of it.
Jack, are you there?
Because I do have to end the stream a little bit earlier than usual
Pops.
today.
What are you doing here?
Not now, but in like
Stop
30
calling me
minutes or so.
Pops. Anyway, I have a message for you.
A message? From who?
Let me crank up the
From Lady Ridley. She's having
volume on this. Hold on. Crank it up a little bit so you guys can hear it.
a birthday party at the castle tomorrow. She wants you to come too. That's what she said, at least.
You mean Ridley's feeling better?
Yup. She's right as rain again.
Wow, that's great news. But,
What is it?
why did she invite me?
I don't know. All I know is she asked me to ask you. Anyway, make sure you come, okay?
For sure. Hey, wait! I'm not a knight anymore. They won't let me into the castle.
Not a problem. Don't worry about it. Here, just show this to the guards. It's an invitation from Lady Ridley. Now make sure you show up. Do you hear, Jack? I've got to go.
Speaking of Razzies, Mufasa's nominated for worst sequel. Interesting.
A birthday party, huh? Well, I don't have much choice. I mean, she did ask me and all. It's kind of a pain, but I guess I have to go. Radiata Castle. It hasn't been that long since I left. Feels like ages ago, though.
Wasn't Mufasa a financial success, though? Eventually?
Hi, Mr. Guardman. I've got one of these.
And they are pretty bad,
Okay.
but
Go on in.
they did have, like, the top 3 highest grossing movies of the year, though. Of 2024, I think. Let me save here. There we go. Oh, here we go. I can actually save in the game. Yes, but quality is not so hot. That's true. Oh, damn. It's been a long time since I've saved 4 hours of progress. Heck, the Sonic movie fan base was dunking it like Concord.
Huh?
Lady Ridley is waiting for you. She's in the ballroom on the 6th floor. I never went up to the ballroom when, I don't think I went up to the ballroom when I was a knight here. Oh, time to change that. Oh. Can I not go this way?
Hi.
Ah, man. Come on. Why do you guys have such a pain? Just let me go the easy way. I like the music that's gonna play when you get to the ballroom. Not this one. This music's nice too, but the ballroom theme is very nice. This theme. Really like this theme.
Where's Ridley? There she is.
All these guys look alike.
Hey, look at you, back on your feet. I knew you were just faking it.
Jack, you came.
Yep.
I like that little look of shock she gives Jack. It's really cute.
I'm sorry about what happened.
Huh?
You being fired from the Knights, it was my fault.
You're still worried about that? Hey, it was really no big deal. I mean, if you ask me, the Knights are kind of uptight. Peter Van Coor is more my style, you know?
I'm glad. Listen, Jack, I need to talk to you.
Ridley? Oh, him. You're Jack, right?
What are you doing here?
Huh?
Disgraced former members of the Knights usually aren't allowed in the castle, are they?
Cross, what are you saying? He's here because I invited him.
It's okay. Forget it, Ridley. Listen, I've got to be heading back home.
Jack, don't pay any attention to this idiot.
Ouch. You tell him, Ridley. You're starting to sound like your old self again.
Jack.
If you ever want to talk, stop by my place anytime, okay? See ya!
What do you think you're doing, Cross? Jack was one of my guests.
Now, is that any way for you to talk to your future husband?
I don't care what our parents think they've decided. I want nothing to do with you. Now buzz off.
Feel sorry for her. She's gotta marry this dick face. Sucks.
Ridley. Genius.
So it's gonna be a little bit of time, but another cutscene is going to play a little bit after this. It's gonna be on a timer though. But let me see. By the way, Razor, really bad One Punch Man game for PS4, Xbox One, PC bombed so bad it never came to the Switch because the game was a mistake. Damn, yeah, I've never heard of it. So, overpowered character with challenge staying true. Yeah, I don't know how One Punch Man would work as a video game, considering like his whole deal is that he's too strong. That would just make for a boring video game, at least in my opinion. I guess I'll just walk around town, I guess. Until the next cutscene starts. It's not gonna be very long though. Or I guess I could just go back to my apartment and sleep. And that will trigger the cutscene. Let me just do that. Make it quicker. Because I would like to get to this cutscene, and then the next story cutscene after this. And then I'll end the stream from there. Because then we're in for like a long haul of story cutscenes again after the next main story mission. All right, on to the next cutscene.
Hey, how much further do we have to go?
Almost there.
Genius, why did you bring me here?
Shh.
Who is that?
It's Zane, leader of the Light Elves.
Of course. He looks just like Lord Nogueira.
There's something I have to tell you. Something terrible. Lord Nogueira is dead.
He can't be.
He's been entombed here. That cocoon you see holds Lord Nogueira's dead body.
Where are we?
This is the graveyard of the elves. It's a place in which the fates of elves and humans are deeply entwined.
The graveyard of the elves?
Like the Elf King of old.
My brother lies dead, but why? That ancient king brought the human female and child to that benighted castle. And there the Dark Elves were born, along with Elgandars. For the first time, that terrible disease exposed the immortal elves to death. No one was immune. Even the king himself fell victim to it. It infected and killed him. Now it returns to claim my own flesh and blood. When our bodies decay and fall away because of disease or age, elves do not die. The transpiration lets our spirits fly to different bodies, where they can mingle with other souls. But the cursed Algandars shuts our souls deep, deep within these cocoons. My brother, why did you perform the transpiration on that human girl? To break the natural laws that separate elf and human. Algandars was your inevitable reward. Brother, why in the world did you bring this fate upon yourself?
Was this because of me?
Human filth. How much will you make us suffer before you are satisfied? Will you take and destroy everything we have? Will you continue to spread the plague to every land in the world? Why were humans sent to try us so? Why, my brother?
Did Lord Nogueira die because of me?
I honestly don't know. But I can tell you one thing. Listen to what Zane is saying, and it's obvious. There's a long and tragic history between humans and the other races of the world. We need to find some answers, and find them soon. Time is running out. I know. There must be something I can do to help.
You can help?
I'm sorry. I had to show you this. But you needed to know what happened. You're the only human who's ever received a transpiration.
Oop. Okay. Now I can turn the volume back down a little bit. Got it like 25%. Okay, there we go. Dragon Ball Evolution hot garbage. Can say that again. Alright, so next thing, gonna have to go to Theater Vancouver again. Pick up another. This is interesting because it's a side quest that's designed like that is a main quest. It kind of like sneaks in there. It's presented as a side quest, but you have to do it in order to advance the story. This one, the Stone of Miracles. I think this is the first time we're gonna actually talk to the Olashian Order head ever in the game, I think. I don't know if I walked past him earlier. I might have and talked to him, but if you pick the human side of the second half of the game, he is definitely one of the best party members to have. He's like stupidly powerful. Oh, don't worry. I've already been to this cave. I know how this works. My theory is she always got Algandars. That seems to be like the prevailing theory that makes the most sense to me. Alrighty. Let's head to that cave again. Razor, do you think the +10 for ESRB was due to Kingdom Hearts and Ratchet series or other reasons? I'm trying to remember what was coming out around the time that the E+, the E10 rating was created. Maybe Kingdom Hearts, just because it was pretty dark for an E-rated game. Having like a Disney game at that time be rated T was kind of like weird until I think the Haunted Mansion game is actually rated T, or the I know the Pirates of the Caribbean game is rated T, or a few of them are. Ratchet and Clank, that's always been, I don't know, I'm fine with that one being T rated. I'd prefer Ratchet and Clank to be edgy. That's why I find like the newer games to just be so like, they're just lame. Oops. Where do I go? Oh, just keep following that. Okay. What were some other games coming out around that point that were pushing it as far as the E rating? I have trouble remembering. No, leave me alone, pig. That'll do. Oh, damn. Oh, that one was unavoidable. There we go.
All right.
Just 44. That's it. That's all you get for fighting some ants. You bugs. Let's fight this guy for good measure. Why not? Alright, guys, have at it. There you go.
What's wrong?
Crash and Spyro remakes plus due to the Shrek Edge syndrome. That's a thing? Shrek Edge? Let's see. Oh, here we go. I have to go... No, hold on. Go back that way, I guess? And then... I guess it was that one. Okay. I guess so. Or maybe it's the other way. I mean, it could go either way with whichever one. Because Shrek was a family movie with a PG edge to get sales and money. I guess so. I don't really think of it that way. I just see it like they had a creative vision for Shrek and they kind of just went with it. That's just me. Oh shit. Alright guys, have at it.
What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?
That's more like it. 2100 XP. Don't even remember exactly which way to go, or if I'm even in the right. If I'm even in the right spot of the cave. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Just gonna explore this one. I think this is the right way because I saw that treasure chest you can't get. Because nowadays, regular raiding is mostly dead. These days, too childish for most. Wasn't there like an EC rating a long time ago? Where it's like early childhood or something like that? If I remember correctly. It's like EC, E, E10, T, M, AO. I think that's how it goes. Ooh, reverse plate. Okay, okay, okay. Same reason regular G rating is dead. Plenty of movies still use the G rating. There's quite a few that still do.
What's wrong?
EC got discontinued in 2018. Oh, okay. Oh, why would you? That's weird. Like, why would you discontinue a rating? It's like it's a rating. Just what are you doing? Like paying money to keep it around or something? Like what the fuck? That seems so weird. Okay, that was not the way. So maybe it is the other cave.
All right.
Alright, well let's go the other way then. Even though it says on the map that's like where I'm supposed to go, but I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's the other way. Oh well. It's not like I'm panicking. It's because EC was not often used enough is why it was discontinued to use. No, I get that, but like I don't know, they could have I don't know. It's not like they're paying to keep EC around, which they could. It just seems strange to me. It's not like they transformed it into something else either. Like X eventually became NC-17 or something like that. Alright, let's enter here. See what's up. I don't think this is the right way, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
What's wrong?
Alright, let's get this. Content and subject matter alone. Guess so.
What's wrong?
Man, this petrify ability is good.
What's wrong?
Ooh, that was... Oh, cool. Max that out. Okay. Let me switch up my... Iron Link. There we go. Oh, shit. Damn! That's pretty good.
What's wrong?
Alright. Level it up there. No, this doesn't seem right. I think it was the other one from what I remember. Why do there have to be two entrances? Just make it one. Make it less complicated. I could have sworn it was this one, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh, you know what? No. I was right. The other entrance, because this is where you come out from. You drop it off. Anyway. I actually have to get going. I gotta end the stream a little early today. But I will save it there. So thank you to everyone who came by. Thank you, Sonic. Thank you, David. Thank you, Nero. And thank you, Red Right Robot. And so, yeah, we'll continue on next week. We'll finish up this side quest, or side quest in quotes. And then we'll move on to more main story stuff. So until then, I will catch you all later. Have a good one, everyone. Take care.